Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today I have this fun Thinking of You note card, and it features Colorful Seasons bundle from Stampin' Up. The Colorful Seasons bundle was a bundle that I focused on for my July classes, and I thought I'd come back with another kind of fun idea for you as a video tutorial for the blog. So, like I said, I used the Colorful Seasons bundle from Stampin' Up, which includes the Colorful Seasons stamp set and the Seasonal Layers Thinlits dies. I paired that up with the Cable Knit 3D Dynamic Textured Embossing folder. I also grabbed my Up and Away Thinlits dies because I wanted this nice kind of medium-sized heart. And my Stampin' Pad is soft suede for this project. The consumable supplies that I needed for this include a crumb cake card base, and this is a 4 1/4 by 11 card base, and it's folded at 5 1/2. And then we're gonna need some scraps of color, and I've got 2 1/4 by 2 1/2 inch pieces of Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. And then I already did the die cutting from these, but you'll also need a soft suede, a crumb cake, a crushed curry, and a So Saffron. All of those leaves can be cut from this 2 1/4 by 2 1/2 inch size. I'll put those aside. And our little kind of medium-ish size heart is a little bit less than 1 inch square, so you need a scrap of Calypso Coral. For my banner piece with sentiment, here I've got a 1/2 inch strip. It was just a scrap. This one happens to be 1/2 by 5. That's a little bit long. And linen thread. You need about 8 inches of linen thread. And I think that's all of our consumables. So let's get started here. I'm going to grab the Big Shot and these two beautiful dies from the Colorful Seasons, and I'm going to finish up this die cutting here. You can see I love that the Colorful Seasons includes the solid and this pretty line detail die, and they layer up gorgeous. Of course you could use them independent of each other, and if you look at the Colorful Seasons stamp set, there are stamps that coordinate with those dies too. It's just a really great all-season stamp set with lots of versatility. Okay, so I've got my Big Shot here and my magnetic platform and 2 cutting plates. I'm going to go ahead and run through these 2 at one time. Now you're gonna do this in 3 different colors each, so it will take 3 passes through the die cut machine. You could also run that Calypso Coral heart. I've already done that in one of those passes. So 3 passes. Alright, so there's my die cutting there. And then we're gonna switch out the platform and we're gonna emboss our card base while we've got the Big Shot here. I'm going to just set this aside in the die and get the die brush as soon as we're done with the Big Shot. Okay, so now for embossing, I've got my Big Shot platform. I have my crumb cake card base and my Cable Knit embossing folder here. I'm going to put my card base into the embossing folder so that the card fold is at the edge of the folder. Card front in the embossing folder, and the embossing folder is right on the platform. There's 1 cutting pad in between, and I've run forward and backward, and look at that deep impression that we've got on our card base. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, let me move away the Big Shot and we'll do some stamping. Okay, I'm gonna run the bone folder along the crease here of the card. Sometimes when you emboss the front of a card, the front panel comes up a little bit short. So I'm just kind of repositioning my crease so that my card is even on the front. Got my die brush here and that beautiful leaf. And you can see that if you just run back and forth, kind of crisscross motion, don't put any pressure on the die brush. It removes all those little bits from the die and makes it super easy to get these detailed cuts out of the die itself. And I've got just a couple of little pieces that are still stuck in the cutouts, and I'm going to use the die brush to just kind of wiggle them out. Okay, it's time to do some Stampin' here. I've got my soft suede ink and a thinking of you greeting from Colorful Seasons, and I'm going to stamp it to the right on this little banner piece. And then with my paper snips, I'm going to make a little angle cut there on the banner. Okay, got all of our pieces. Now we're going to assemble. I've got some fast fuse and some multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to assemble these leaves first. So with the multi-purpose liquid, I'm going to just trace some key areas on the back of the leaf. And you just do the lightest little coverage, mostly around the edges and then down into the center. It's just little streaks. Okay, a little bit goes a long way on such a detailed little die cut. There we go. Now I'm going to adhere this darker detailed piece onto the lighter solid background. Okay, my leaves are all assembled now. I'm going to go ahead and adhere them to the card base. Because of the texture on this card base, I'm adhering quite a bit of fast fuse to the back of each of the leaves. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue down the stem of this yellow leaf. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of build a cluster here. And it's got kind of a pleasing arrangement. I think I'm pretty happy with that arrangement. And so I'll go ahead and press it onto the card front. And then next up, I've got my Thinking of You banner. It's too long, that's okay. I'm gonna add just a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue on my heart there, kind of right in the center. And once I can see about where it's going to settle, then it can turn. And before I completely burnish down the adhesive, I'll trim the banner so it hides behind the heart there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with my little banner. Now I'd like to adhere that to the card with some dimensionals, but first I want to just roll the end of the banner a little bit, give it some shape. So there we go. Now I'm going to put my dimensional adhesive on the back. My dimensionals are all sticky. I removed that release paper and position the banner. Okay, I'm happy with the position, so let's grab this linen thread. We're gonna make a bow, so just pinch, wrap from the front, and tuck the tail into that loop. We got a great big bow. Let's give it some finesse because we want a tiny one. Hold the knot, pull the tails. And then to tighten it, pull on the loops. When you've got a bow that you like, you can cut off the excess. And then put a drop of multi-purpose liquid glue on the knot and add it to the heart. There it is. Here's our perfect little Thinking of You greeting card made with the Colorful Seasons bundle. If you've got any questions about this project, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email me, Marissa@kitchentablestamper.com. Thanks for watching.